Hello, Mr. Montalvo here, U.S. History, and today is day one of Unit 4, Lesson 2, taking a look at the United States, the between years between World War I and World War II. This lesson is named Prosperity and Depression, and throughout the next few days, we're going to understand why. Our topic for today is Prohibition and the Suffragettes. Now, our first objective is to investigate the efforts of women suffragettes, and explain the historical significance of the 19th Amendment. In addition to that, we're going to try to explain the reasons for and effects of prohibition on American society. Now, prohibition began in the 1920s. Prohibition was the ban on the manufacture, sale, and transportation of liquor anywhere in the United States. The Volstead Act became law. This is the law that enforced prohibition. Supporters of prohibition were overjoyed. Soon, the 18th Amendment went into effect. Now, identify the movement that was an attempt to solve the issue of alcoholism in the mid-1800s. If we remember, when we discussed this earlier, that movement was the temperance movement. Now, liquor smugglers or bootleggers snuck alcohol through ports and borders. Many people continued to drink, sometimes in illegal bars called speakeasles. Law enforcement could not keep up with the smugglers. The illegal liquor business funded the criminal activities of gangsters such as Al Capone, probably one of the U.S.'s most infamous criminals. Prohibition legislation illustrated that laws must be accepted by a large portion of the population, or they become impossible to enforce. Long story short, the prohibition of alcohol would cause much more crime than it was supposedly meant to prevent. Women of the suffrage movement worked to pass the Equal Rights Amendment. The Equal Rights Amendment stated that no rights shall be denied or abridged, shortened, or lessened by the United States based on the account of being a man or a woman, so regardless of identified gender. And then in 1924, 2 women governors were elected, so we did see some progress. Alice Paul and Lucy Burns formed the Congressional Union for Women's Suffrage in 1914. These activists picketed the White House, chained themselves to railings, and went on hunger strikes to make their point. So, ratified in 1920, the 19th Amendment, which changed the lives of Americans, the 19th Amendment realized the principal goal of the Seneca Falls Convention of 1848, giving women the right to vote. The League of Women Voters was set up to help educate voters and also to register them. Now, many women took low-paying jobs during the 1920s. As the rules of proper female behavior began changing, women looked for more equality in their relationships as well. New dances, music, games, and other new ways of fun swept the country. This is where we see the evolution of what would become known as the flapper. The flapper became the symbol of the 1920s. Flappers defied tradition by cutting their hair, wearing makeup, and promoting a lifestyle of independence and freedom. That independence and freedom from a male counterpart. Now, today's lesson was pretty brief. I have attached a reading that will prepare for tomorrow's lesson, day 2. So if you link below to the reading, this will help in preparation for the conversation that we're going to have tomorrow. And just to leave you off with something to think about, our exit ticket for today, try to explain the historical significance of the 19th Amendment. What ramifications, other than what we've discussed here, what we've discussed here, what happened as a result of the 19th Amendment, but taking a look at society now, how has the 19th Amendment impacted society? in the United States and in the world. And that's it for today. Thank you.